Thank you and welcome you here today. We've been overly blessed, I guess if that's the word, with this. This is something that started as a concept last November of 14 with some guys, and I'll talk a little bit about that later, but has become what you see today. And we don't want to lose sight of that, the blessings that have been poured over us. So at this time, I'd like to ask Pastor Gregory Pate of Covenant Church to come give us to bless this facility and an invocation.
I think this is the closest I've been to a tent revival in a long time.
Amen.
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 Well, you know, preachers pray. That's what we do. But I do want to say that just one of God's creation, one little nut that God created, is a celebration of what we're doing today. Blesses people all over the world. So, if you would, let's just take a moment and thank God for His goodness and for His mercy on our lives and on our state. Father, we're thankful today for your goodness, your kindness, and mercy, that as we embrace who you are in our lives, embrace the love of God, we thank you for that. And I thank you, Lord, for the vision that people had to build Premium Peanuts. And I thank you for all of the help it took, but every bit of the wisdom, every bit of the knowledge, every good and perfect gift comes from you. So for that, we as a group of people here today that believe in you, we want to thank you. It's your hand that blesses. We do the work, but you do the blessing. You're the one who wants to bless families, and you bless investors, and you bless partners, and you bless political people. You bless people who watch over our souls, and you bless people who care for our goodness to keep us safe. And for all of those, and for all of what makes this facility, Premium Peanuts, a premium place. And I thank you, Father, that Premium Peanuts will not just have favor in Coffee County, but in every county around, in our state and in our nation, and that Premium Peanuts will be favored globally. That when this name is mentioned and when this place is mentioned, that people will understand that it's a place that God has blessed, and it's a place where people are kind to each other, and where people reverence and look at each other and are cautious to say the right things and to uphold and to bless and to know that we're all created in God's image. So for that, Father, we give you thanksgiving for everyone represented here today, for everyone that will benefit from this place. We give you thanksgiving for it. We love you, Lord Jesus, because you are the one who made it possible that we could have life and have it in abundance. And it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, sir. We could just go home, I guess. But again, thank you all for coming. I'm going to take the liberty to introduce a couple of people to keep myself out of trouble. My wife is here, back here. My son, one of my sons, and my mother and father. So y'all stand. They allow me to have the time away from home to be able to do this. And then the other thing is, as I said before, November of 14, 7 guys, different businesses, and about 4 of us compete actually pretty closely, got to talking about a shelling plant, talking about our customers wanting to put the seed in the ground, and they want to carry it out until it went into the peanut butter or it went into the M&M Mars or wherever it went. And from that is Premium Peanut was born. So I want to thank those guys. We have Gabe Evans that represents Irwinville Ag Service. He's our vice chairman. Where's Gabe? Without Gabe, this would not be here, I can tell you. Gabe worked tirelessly. He works for our next board member, Ralph Evans from Douglas Peanut, and he works with Ralph, and they allowed us to use their facilities and their time, and I want to thank them and from all of us. Scott Williams from Dixie Peanut. Scott's outside in the back here, braving the heat. Steve Dixon, Dixon Farm Service. Where's Steve? Steve's over here, right over here. Drew Walker from Jeff Davis Peanut. Drew was here, back here in the back. and then myself from Southeastern Gin and Peanut. And like I said, these guys have spent a lot of time. It's taken a lot of work to get this together, but without the shareholders and our customers, all our customers collectively is what's making this really happen. We're just a small part of it. So at this time, any of the oh, I'm sorry. Oh, man, that's bad. Gene Waldron, a very good Deep South Peanut. And I'm sorry. That's you can see I'm not looking at my script very well. That was not Lee. Where's Gene at? I apologize, Gene. And Gene is the Secretary of Treasury, so that's not good at all. But so all you shareholders want to make sure you talk to Gene. But again, without the shareholders and without our customers, the 7 buying points customers is what made this happen. And we aren't anything without someone growing the peanut. This plant's nothing without growing the peanut. So if you're a shareholder, a lot of you are already standing. If you're not, please stand so we can recognize you. And again, thank you. Thank you for all the buying points cooperating. And this is a real testimony to putting your business aside and making something better for everybody and better for our growers and our customers, because we need them to continue our endeavors. At this time, I want to introduce some state leaders that we appreciate and able to come. One of my favorite state leaders and very close friend of mine and has done a great job is Commissioner of Agriculture, Gary Black. Our Department of Agriculture has come leaps and bounds in the last years through Gary's leadership and through the governor and working together, so we appreciate that. We have the Commissioner of Technical College of System of Georgia, Gretchen Corbin. There's Gretchen. She's back here in the back. And we appreciate Gretchen coming, and we appreciate the technical colleges. They helped us in training. It's, I happen to be able to serve on the Economic Development Board, and one of the biggest issues that we find and Chris and them find is education and having a workforce to be educated. And that's no different in a peanut plant or on a farm. It's the same. We have the Commissioner of the Department of Community Affairs, Camilla Knowles. We appreciate their help. They've been very strategic in this operation. The Commissioner of Labor, Mark Butler. Is Mark here? Maybe he didn't make it in. And then we have the DOT Planning Director, Jay Roberts, which used to be a representative, and Jay's close to us over here. And we appreciate him when he's representative, and we really appreciate him now that he's the DOT Planning Director. And we have a DOT board member, Don Grantham. Thank you. And the DOT and the transportation and Carl in a minute will get up to and talk a little bit, but it's very important. And we found out how important it is with the railroad and with all our endeavors and the many trucks that come through here. The one person I didn't introduce, and I've gotten ahead of myself, I guess, but it's Carl Zimmer, and Carl will come up in a minute. Carl's right back here. Carl is our president and CEO of the company. And Carl has come into an industry he didn't know anything about, and I mean literally anything, I think I'm safe to say. But it's been great because he's brought a fresh perspective. He had no perceived notions or preconceived notions about how it should be done. He's taken anything anybody asks, and he's gone with it. And I can't thank him enough because it's made our job as a board so much better. And he's put a team together that he'll talk about in a minute that are I'd put up against anybody, and we're very, very happy to have them. We also got, if there are any county commissioners from Coffee County, if y'all would stand at this time. We appreciate the county. There's nothing been, and Carl will talk a little bit about the Chamber of Commerce and economic development here, but there's nothing that we've asked that hasn't happened, and we appreciate that. and truly do. We have some city manager here, Terry Jacobs. Thank you, sir. And if any city commissioners would please stand. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Speaker Ralston if he would come up, and we have several House of Representative members here, state members, and then Tyler could be making his way up too. We have our Senator Tyler Harper, and if there's any senators, he's going to introduce them. We appreciate them coming. Like I said, everybody we've ever dealt with has been great. It's an honor to have the speaker here, and it's an honor to have the governor here and all the state officials, but I want to allow him to take time to speak and to introduce his representatives.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I am very honored to be here today and excited to be here over this new venture and sharing your excitement. This is just a great accomplishment, and I'm very pleased to be with Governor Deal, who is a great partner in making Georgia the #1 state in the nation in which to do business. And I think that's something that all of us in state government take pride in, and I want to thank you for your leadership in making that a reality. You know, I'm here just to introduce members of the House, but I have to tell you that I am a member of the South Georgia House delegation. I live 10 miles from the Tennessee state line and 14 miles from the North Carolina line, but as long as I pay my dues, they let me be a member of the best delegation in the state house. And I want to give a shout out to all of them that are here today. Representative Trey Rhodes from Greensboro. Representative Jody Lott from Columbia County. Back in the back. Representative Chad Nimmer from Blackshear. Representative Nimmer. Representative John Corbett from Lowndes County. John, he's back here too. Representative Clay Perkle, I see Clay back there. And one that really needs no introduction to y'all, but my dear friend, Representative Dominic LaRicci from here in Coffee County. Thank you, man. Thank all of you very much and enjoy your day, and thank you for letting me stop by and be a part of this. Thank you.
Well, Kent, thank you very much, and to all the members of the board and all of those who have had such a tremendous part in making sure that this was put together and this happened. Kent, I am sure since Gene is treasurer, he will make sure you remember next time and cut your pay a little bit. That way you remember who he is. But anyway, to all of you who are visiting, welcome to the greatest Senate district in the entire state of Georgia. It is a district, amen. I think this crowd today is a complete testimony to the local commitment, the investment that individuals are willing to make to move Georgia forward, to move our district forward, to move our communities forward. So thank you all for being here, and thank you for being part of it. I was tasked with introducing senators that are here, and the only one that we could get to come was one that's retired because all the rest of them are working. Since you have a lot of House members here, you know, all the senators are busy. So we do have one former senator that's with us, and I do want to recognize him and thank him for his long service to the state of Georgia. Former Senator Tolleson from Perry, Georgia, is with us today, and thank you for being here, and thank you for your service to our state. I also want to make just a few quick remarks besides that. Governor, thank you for being here. Madam First Lady, thank you for coming as well. Mr. Speaker, to you. Commissioner, to you as well, thank you for being here. And Congressman, we appreciate you making the long drive and the long track down from Washington, so thank you all for being here as well. I will say there is a lot that goes into something like this. It takes more than a community to put something like this together, and I'll have to make special mention because he's a close friend, and as well as the board member who's been so good to our area. Thank you to Jay, Don, for your help in making sure that we're able to get some transportation projects. As you can see, the road is pretty much brand new that's out in front. And without their help and without the Department of Transportation's help, we would not have been able to make that happen. So thank you all for helping us put that together. And I can't leave this podium as chairman of the Public Safety without recognizing a few more folks. The guys standing in the heat behind me, the Georgia State Patrol who are here. We thank them for their service to our state. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for everything that you do. We look forward to this celebration, look forward to this investment, and look forward to great things from Premium Peanut in the future. Kent, thank you.
And thank you all again. Like Tyler said, everybody's got jobs, and we appreciate you taking the time, all you political guys, and coming and the support we've had. And at this time, I'd like to ask Congressman Rick Allen, invite him to the stage. Congressman Allen has been there, going on? Is it second year?
15 months.
15 months, but I can tell you that we appreciate the excitement, ag, when we go and visit. Congressman Allen has been great. He listens, he wants to help, and we sure appreciate that. And we appreciate him taking the time, like I said, on his Friday afternoon to come and be with us. And thank you, Congressman.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I can't think of a better place than a little farm boy from Evans, Georgia could be on a Friday afternoon, because this is a big deal to a little farm boy from Evans, Georgia, Don. Don and I kind of grew up together back there, and of course been together a long time. Don, good to see you as always, and the great work you're doing at the DOT. And the neat thing is the United States Congress governor finally got a highway bill out after about 10 years. So we're going to see some progress there. But I just want to give you greetings from the United States Congress in the best congressional district in the United States, the 12th District of Georgia. Thank you for being the 12th District of Georgia. You know, I'm on agriculture, and I love serving on that committee. And, of course, obviously, we always want to hear all the great things that are happening in agriculture. I will tell you a story. I'm also on education and workforce. We just passed probably the largest reform in education. I think Newt Gingrich even told Fox News it was the biggest reform in education in 25 years, which was the Every Student Success Act. And Commissioner Black, I think I told you this story about I was in a third grade classroom, and I said, I serve on education and workforce, and I said I serve on another committee, and it's the largest industry in our state. What is it? And this little guy raises his hand, and he says, I said, what is it? He said, Walmart. Yeah, I went back to the speaker. I said, Speaker, I got a third grader down there in Lawrence County that thinks that Walmart ought to be a committee in the United States Congress. He said, it ain't going to happen. But anyway, let me tell you, my colleagues are so envious of us down here in the 12th District of Georgia. And Pastor, two things. One, I apologize for that train whistle. And of course, I've had to work with the railroads a little bit. But Ralph Evans called me, and Gene Waldron called me. He said, we got a little problem. We're trying to close and get this plant built, and we got a little issue with the railroads. And all I can say, Pastor, is thank God for prayer, because we got a train whistle. We got railroads. All right, Ralph? I'm telling you. And boy, I tell you, that was an interesting phone call. I said, I don't quite understand this. We're going to create over 100 jobs right here in Douglas County, and you can't even get a railroad car to our spot. But anyway, we all figured out, and Ralph stepped up as well. So, also, Pastor, people ask me, say, what in the world are y'all doing down there in the 12th District of Georgia? I mean, Governor, you and I mean, we've been probably part of an announcement of over 1,500 new jobs. And y'all, with this current administration in the White House and their policies, that takes a lot of courage. But we're stepping up. And Pastor, I like to think about it like this, because it's what we believe in down here. It's the instructions that God gave to Joshua before he went in the promised land. He said, do not let this book of law depart from your lips. Meditate on it morning and night. Be careful to do what it says, and you will be what? Prosperous and successful. You know, you'd think the rest of the country would figure that out, but we got it figured out down here in the 12th District, Governor, and we're going to keep honoring the Lord, and I'll tell you, he's been a great blessing to us. You know, the ag economy is down, and Commissioner and I have been working on it, and of course we will be working on a new farm bill, but it's down 55% over the last 3 years. Again, I just want to thank all those who have participated in making this and helping this improve our ag economy, the largest peanut shelling company in the entire world. Let's give them a hand. Well, I'll tell you, you're making me look good, because I said when I ran for Congress that the only way I could figure our way out of this mess was to create jobs and grow this economy. Give every American the opportunity God gave me and blessed me with. And that was the opportunity to create a good job, to give our workers the dignity and respect they deserve, to give them the opportunity to support their family, their church, their community, and this nation. And I'm going to tell you, y'all are really making me look good. And Governor, you are too. But I'll tell you, we're making tremendous progress. And, you know, I'm so excited. I just can't tell you. I flew in last night, and all I thought about was getting down here today. And you have just, I mean, it's just beyond anything I even thought it would be. So I want to thank you for the privilege to serve you. I want you to know that we're there to serve you. If you got a problem with anything we're doing, or you got a problem, that's the other thing. I never knew so many people had a problem with the federal government when I took this job. But my favorite part of this job is helping folks. And if you have any issues, please communicate them to our office, because that's what we're there to do. We're there to serve. And if you've got any issues with our policies or anything we're trying to do there, as far as national security, which is incredibly important to this, it's on the minds of every American, as far as jobs in the economy, as far as, you know, repealing and replacing Obamacare, as far as getting our folks back to work, and of course also restoring our Article 1 balance of power, which is our fifth bold initiative. Any input, I welcome it. We have an open door, and communication is critical. And I just appreciate all of you who are here today to celebrate this incredible occasion. Thank you very much.
And now you all can see why I'm impressed with Congressman Allen. At this time, Jody Redding, I'd ask Jody to come up to the stage. He's a district representative for Senator Johnny Isaacson that couldn't be with us today. And he's got a pretty special thing today that we're going to do. This road out here is named Barrington Road. And Mr. Rudolph Barrington is a 92-year-old veteran and patriot. Is coming up on stage. He fought 4 battles in the Pacific in World War II. He returned to Coffee County after serving for 38 months and to complete high school. And the park will be, this park on the back side of us, this property back here, is going to be named the Rudolph Barrington Agribusiness Park. And we are very excited. They are our neighbors. It's not only that he's a great guy, but he's our neighbors. And as I told them earlier today, we're going to be great neighbors to them. And but Jody has a presentation to do it, and we want to thank Mr. Rudolph and his family for allowing us to come here and to be here and to build here, and we appreciate it.
You want to say a few words about me?
Have to pull this down just a little bit.
Thank you.
It's an honor for me to be here today. I live just right across the road, and to accept this, representing the veterans. I do this humbly, and I represent. We're so thankful for this progress that we've seen here. But going back to the veterans, I want to accept this flag for those that didn't make it back. those that paid the supreme sacrifice. And I'll tell you, there's one time on Iwo Jima that I didn't know if I was going to get back here or not. But if it's the good Lord that did it, and I thank him for it, and thank you.
On behalf of Senator Isaacson, which it gives me great pleasure to represent such a great man and assist him in serving the people of this great state. We've talked about the best Senate district, the best congressional district in the state. Well, I want to tell you that Senator Isaacson represents the best state and the best country on the face of the earth. I couldn't think of anyone more fitting to accept the flag that's been flown over the Capitol at the request of Senator Isaacson, in recognition of all the board members, everyone who had a hand in bringing this project to fruition, and particularly to the citizens and residents of Coffee County and Douglas, Georgia. It's a very special place, and as you can see, the crowd that's gathered here today, this is just an awesome event. So, Governor, Ms. Deal, Mr. Speaker, Brother Gary, Senator Perdue, was Senator Perdue here? Wanted to recognize him, and of course the congressman and all other elected officials, and all of you are distinguished guests. On behalf of Senator Isaacson, congratulations on a job well done. Thank you.
All righty. There you go. All righty. At this time, I introduced Carl Zimmer a little bit before, and Carl is the president and CEO of Premium Peanut, and I can't say enough again about Carl. Carl came from the cable and wire industry. He's worked all over the world. He came in, and he has not backed up, and he has brought Premium Peanut to where it's at, a fresh perspective. We've done some things at Premium Peanut that no Sheller's ever done already. And it's a testimony of Carl just saying how we're going to do it and figuring out how to do it. And so at this time, I'd like to bring up Carl, and he's going to speak to you.
Well, thank you and welcome, because we are here to celebrate the grand opening of something that we believe is really and truly pretty special, and we're really proud of it. It's not just that we are the largest shelling plant in the world, which we are, or that we have the latest technology of any shelling plant in the world, in large part thanks to LMC, and you see their name on the site, but we were really, really lucky to have a phenomenal partner in LMC to build a world-class operation here. And when you think about it, in 15 months, this has gone from inception. A year ago, 12 months ago, this was a green field. It was a green field. And in 15 months, this company, thanks to in large part to the leadership of our board and our grower owners, has gone from an idea to reality. And we are shipping to the world. We talk about international trade, we talk about export, so I pulled the shipping log for today. We have 14 containers of peanuts going to China. They're being shipped today. We're also shipping to Canada and of course to the US today. We've shipped to Japan, to Mexico, to Europe. Around the world, we are exporting Georgia-grown peanuts. We are the only shelling company in the world that is 100% Georgia-grown. So we talk about the best state, we talk about the best product, we have it here. Just last week, we achieved our BRC food safety certification. Why is that important? Well, our product is going into product that we eat. And when you think about the first audit that comes in, you never know what's going to happen until that auditor is here and they take a look at it. In his words, it's absolutely phenomenal. And those were the auditor's words. So now we are certified. We're getting ready to start shipping domestically. We mentioned the railroad. I'm glad to hear the whistle. The cars are coming. Track inspection is Monday, and we're going to start shipping rail cars of peanuts as well. So we're really proud of what we've been able to accomplish. Not only as the company got into this point in 15 months. But we have only been in operation with this plant less than, what, Mark, is 90 days, 92 days, I believe. And in 92 days, we've gone from zero, we're running 6 days a week, 24 hours a day, and we are sold out until July. And that's really a testament to the team that we put together. It's a testament to LMC. So if you're able to stay and join us for the tour, and we hope you do, you will see something impressive. I believe you will see something impressive. As Kent said, I'm new. I'm new to Georgia, I'm new to peanuts, I'm new to agriculture. But I'm really proud of what has happened here in Douglas and Coffee County. But it would not have been possible without the 7 board members who came together. Kent talked about that, but also without our shareholders. We raised over $24 million in equity to build this. And it was due to over 200 local grower owners who had the courage to say, we want to do something new, we want to do something different, and we're willing to invest our money to do it. So for those of you who are here, we acknowledged you earlier, I thank you. I thank you for the investment in your company. I thank you for the confidence that you have placed in us. And let's face it, the bottom line is you all want to return. And I am very pleased to announce we've just closed our financials, and for our second month of operation, second full month, we have made money. So we are in the black. A lot of people have helped do it. I mentioned LMC. We also were the beneficiaries of a great U.S. government treasury program around job creation, the New Market Tax Credit, and a group from CEI Capital helped put that together for us along with our bankers from SunTrust. That allowed us to additionally raise some equity to complement the money we raised from our shareholders. Without that and without the investment by our shareholders, you would not have seen this happen so quickly. A lot of great support from accountants, from attorneys, a lot of the local businesses who've just been phenomenally supportive of everything we're doing. You know, coming from an industry that wasn't one where I would call it good competition, it's nice to come to an industry where I believe there is good competition. And what do I mean by that? We're all competitors. We're not the only sheller in the world. We're not the only sheller in Georgia. We are the best, but we're not the only ones. But it's a good industry. We're going to compete, and we're going to compete fiercely. But when it comes to things like food safety and making sure that the product that we're shipping to our customers as an industry is the right product and it's safe, we're good competitors. And we work together on those type of things. And being a part of that industry with organizations like the American Peanut Shellers Association, the American Peanut Council, both of their directors are here. A lot of our customers are here today, and the brokers who are bringing us sales and helping us to export to the world. Without all of them, this wouldn't be possible. So I do thank them for everything that they've done. But we are in a special place. I truly believe that. I just moved here from Barcelona, Spain last July. Ohio to Miami to Spain to South Georgia. But I am absolutely thrilled to be here. And why do I mention that? Well, in Barcelona, Spain, the unemployment rate for 20 to 40-year-olds is 40%. 40% unemployment. And why? Because they are not a conducive environment for business. They're not a conducive environment for investment, a conducive environment to create jobs. We are here. South Georgia is, Douglas Coffee County is. And because of that, we have created jobs. We have over 100 people employed here already, and there's more to come. And I think I do want to recognize 2 very special people. Joanne Lewis, who was the Economic Development and Chamber of Commerce Executive Director. Joanne was instrumental in helping to put this together.
Celebration for the entire state of Georgia. And I want to thank you all, because what you have done by this day is you have proven what everybody in economic development around the country and around the world is saying. There is something different in the state of Georgia. And why is that? It's because of collaboration, and it's because of leadership. And when you look at the collaboration under this tent on this day, when you look at all the different agencies from the state government, if you look at all the different entities from the local community that have come together, if you look at the fact that the private sector has come together in order to make this possible. The state of Georgia is always about, right now, the art of the possible. And this day is a great example of just that. So the collaboration is fantastic, but also leadership. Again, leadership at the local community, at the state level, and in the private sector is critically important to making sure that we are the #1 state in the nation in which to do business. And so I congratulate all the local leaders, all the business leaders in this community. But I also want to thank the leadership at the state level, in the state Senate and the state House. Mr. Speaker, thank you for being a great partner in economic development. And I am always proud to be able to introduce our governor. And let me tell you why I'm proud. He makes me proud every day because of his support for economic development, but particularly because of his support for Georgia's #1 industry, and that's agriculture. Through our Global Commerce Division, we have the Agribusiness and Food Processing Division. With Commissioner Black, we have the Center of Innovation for Agriculture, which supports small and mid-sized firms and mid-sized agribusinesses as we work to find new processes and new markets. And I'm proud because of the support that he gives to our international trade team. We have 12 offices around the world where we are working with Georgia business in order to find that next customer and that next market overseas. And I'm proud to introduce Governor Deal because of his partner in this process, and that's First Lady Sandra Deal. She is passionate about this state, and she is passionate about the children of the state. Remember, tomorrow's workforce are in today's classrooms, and what Ms. Deal does to support the children of this state is absolutely fantastic. So please join me in welcoming the #1 champion of economic development in the state of Georgia, Governor Nathan Deal.
Thank you, Chris. Congressman Allen, Speaker Ralston, I echo what Chris has said. Thank you for your leadership and for your friendship in the General Assembly. To the members of the House and the Senate who are here, thank you for being here. I think it shows your acknowledgement of the importance of projects such as this. Commissioner Black, I know you're exceptionally proud to see these kind of ventures take fruition and be successful. And to Kent Fountain, who's gotten to be a very good friend of mine over the last few years, Kent, I now understand why you were on that economic development trip to China a year or so ago, now that you're already shipping peanuts out of this new facility over there. That's the kind of progress that we like to see. The peanut industry, of course, is unique in many ways. It's unique in that Georgia is the leading state in the country for peanut production. I'm told we produce about 48% of all of the peanuts produced in the entire United States. 70 counties here in the peanut growing region of Georgia produce over 2 billion pounds of peanuts every year. And many of those are exported. In fact, exports of peanuts continue to grow. I am told that in last year, there was about $215.5 million worth of exports of peanuts. And over a 5-year period, we have seen about a 200% growth in that export of this product. And that's important. While I'm talking about exports, the Port of Savannah is a very important part of our overall infrastructure system. It is on track. I talked with the General of the Corps of Engineers day before yesterday. He assured me that the deepening is on track and hopefully will be completed without any additional revenue from the state of Georgia. You know, the new Panama Canal is apparently has been several months behind, but will be opened later this summer. We are not going to be ready for those super post-Panamax vessels at that point. But if we're on track and the deepening project is going forward and contracts have already been let or are in the process of being executed, then we will not be too far behind in having the access to those really, really big ships coming up the Savannah River. And that's important to the economy of our state. It's actually important to the economy of the southeastern United States and, quite frankly, to the United States as a whole. Rick, thank you and your colleagues for pushing the administration to put appropriate funding. We didn't get quite as much as we wanted, but we're going to continue to push the Corps of Engineers because I secretly know that they've got a slush fund of some undesignated, unearmarked money that I'm looking forward to us being able to tap into that. So we want to keep the project on track, and we believe that it will be. But transportation in general is an important issue. For the trucks that you see parked here and those that are moving in and out, last year, thanks to the leadership of the Speaker and the members of the General Assembly, they had the courage to do something that was long overdue in our state, and that is to modernize the way we fund infrastructure improvements. And under the leadership of Jay Roberts, that legislation was passed. We are now seeing an influx of additional revenue to do things that in the past we would have never been able to do. And to Don Grantham and his fellow members of the DOT board, I believe we have the best working relationship between the DOT board, the General Assembly, and the governor's office that this state has ever had. That's important. We just released a report from a major reviewing agency looking at the projects that are proposed for the next 10 years as a result of the extra revenue that's coming in from House Bill 170. Those 11 major projects will significantly reduce congestion on our roadways. And even though you're in South Georgia, some of you have occasion to get caught up in that congestion. The closer you get to Atlanta, the worse that it seems to get. But those projects, which are multifaceted, are going to significantly increase the flow of traffic in and around the city of Atlanta, improving our interstates, adding additional lanes onto the interstates, and for the first time ever in our state, and being one of only very few in the entire country, we will have truck-only lanes on I-16 all the way from the southern portion of it as it leaves the Savannah area all the way to McDonough. That is about a 76-mile stretch, as I recall, and that will do a lot to improve safety on our roadways and to make the flow of 18-wheelers and the products that they carry, including your products, that much safer and hopefully arrive on a more timely schedule. Now, this project today, you've already heard from a number of people, but from me looking at it from the outside, I simply say congratulations. We have tried to get the message across in our state that cooperation is the way to get things done. Cooperation across county lines, cooperation across all of those barriers that we sometimes seem to erect. And the coming together of the partnership that this company represents, I believe will set a pattern for others, not only in the peanut industry, but in other industries as well, where they too struggle with the same issues of trying to achieve the greatest efficiency and the greatest return of profit to the producers of their product. So, Kent, I congratulate you and your team on achieving that goal. Georgia is on the move, folks, if you hadn't noticed. Our revenues are up significantly. We continue to have month-over-month revenue growth. And you know, my good friend that I serve with in Congress, John Kasich, the governor of Ohio, who was elected the governor of Ohio at the same time I was elected the governor of Georgia. And he's running for president. And he continues to brag about the fact that Ohio had created 400,000 new jobs. I got the report yesterday of what Georgia has created since I became governor in January of 2011. The number is 511,200. Do not mistake my telling you that as any indication I'm running for president, because I'm not. But it is an indication that Georgia is truly on the move. We are seeing growth in every sector. And of course, agriculture being the number one economic driver in our state, it is great to see plants like this one, the productivity of our peanut production being made accessible to the rest of the world. That is a great thing for us to have. And after I made that announcement yesterday of the 511,200, the same day yesterday we announced that Mohawk has added 200 additional jobs up in northwest Georgia with a $100 million capital investment. We didn't even count them. So good things continue to happen. And I believe that it is a sign today as I hear the train whistle to indicate that we have connectivity. You know, we are, I think, the only port in the United States that has 2 Class I railroads with terminals inside of our Port of Savannah, and that gives greater access. And thanks to the leadership of the Port Authority and the Port Board, we have expanded the reach of even the port itself. This past year, we had the announcement of an inland port. We already have one in Cordele, another inland port, all the way up, almost in the Speaker's territory, actually in the Speaker's territory, up in Murray County. It is an inland port that will take some 500,000 tractor trailers off of our interstates and put the product that they would be hauling onto rail cars for that 300-plus mile trip to the Port of Savannah. It'll improve safety on our roadways. It will hopefully reduce the cost of transporting products, and it will serve not only North Georgia, it will actually serve Alabama, Tennessee, and I'm told even southern parts of Kentucky. So Georgia is becoming the place to be. I'm glad we're all here, and thank you for having me and Sandra with you today. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you, Ms. Deal, for coming. And as it has been said so much, cooperation, the same thing that put this place here and has made this a success, is what's making Georgia a success in business. And we thank the Commissioner Carr for coming and the Governor for giving his support. Commissioner Black, Jay, we appreciate everything from all Congressman Allen, everyone that's come and taken your time out of your busy schedule. We had, I saw a while ago, Representative Amy Carter. She's moved on me. She was sitting back here. She came up. I was going to recognize her, but we appreciate y'all coming. Thank you for everything. If we can help you in any way, please let us know. I'm going to ask Lee Taylor. Lee needs to be the one congratulated for today's event. Like my facility and my place, we wear a lot of hats around here, and Lee is wearing a lot of hats, but he put this together. He's going to give you some logistic stuff on the plant tours, but again, we thank you and appreciate you coming, and have a good.
Thank you. Speaking of wearing hats, I wish I'd worn one today. I'm about burned up there. Governor, we appreciate it. Mrs. Deal, Mr. Speaker, and Congressman Allen, we appreciate you coming down as well. All of you that are here today. One thing, if you can do something about the gnats, if anybody's complaining to you about that, that's the only thing we missed out on today, I believe. But we want to keep our bees. You take the gnats. Real quick, 2 things. First off, on the tours, we've got a lot of folks from out of town. They've got a plane to catch. Governor, I know you got to be back at the airport. They will leave you. So we're going to have all of our out-of-town folks, all those from Washington and Atlanta. You're going to get with Gary Evans. Where's Gary? There he is. Gary, hold your hand up, okay? Let these folks go first. Everybody from the peanut industry, all of our competitors and friends and neighbors, you're going to follow Ann King right here. Just get with Ann. Y'all all know her anyway. She'll take you through the plant. Everyone else who wants to tour, just follow me. We'll go. Now, the second thing, we're going to cut a ribbon here today, and the governor's going to come out behind the sign right here behind us. We want our board members, our shareholders, our staff, everybody to crowd in the middle there, and then we want everybody else that can possibly squeeze in this picture to join us out front here. Let's take a picture of the whole group together. Tracy, you got your wide-angle lens? Where's Tracy? She's around. She's got it. Okay. So let's all join us out here on the other side of the sign, facing the big warehouse.